crystal clear. I make magic with these hundreds, watch them disappear. Big ol' raindrops up in my ear. If you gon' name drop, let's get it clear. Jessie, VVS, I just turn the water on. Big ol' flex, shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfall.
All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Just a Couple Things, your new favorite podcast. It's your sister, Jessie Woo. How are you doing? Happy new week. It's a new week, or it's a new weekend, child. We're about to go into the weekend, and it's been a long week. So much has happened this week. But before we get into all the breaking news, just want to see if y'all doing okay. How y'all doing? How's your week been? My week's been good. Over the weekend, I did go. I spent some time with Mr. Easter. We went out to brunch. We had a very, very interesting brunch experience. We went down to a brunch spot called Pretty Plates, child. Before I get into that story, I just want to make sure I say, make sure you subscribe to your new favorite podcast. Okay, just a couple things. You know, we're getting the wheels going. We are soft launching right now. We will be hard next month. We are soft launching right now, but we will be hard next month, okay? Speaking of hard, we will get into Diddy just, in a couple minutes. But just want to make sure I put that in there. Make sure that you subscribe. And when we start, putting these episodes on your podcast streaming platforms, make sure that you give me 5 stars. Please do not Keith Lee me. 5 stars only, okay? Because I'm a 5-star bitch, period. All right, y'all. So back to my weekend with Mr. Easter. We went to this brunch spot called Pretty Plates, and I have a vlog up right now about, the weekend. And man, it was such a terrible experience. I spent over an hour waiting on my food. And when we went into the restaurant, we were greeted by the owner. Mr. Easter remembered her because she used to do catering for the company that he works for. And so he remembered her face. He was like, oh, I remember you, and she was really nice to us up until it was time for me to ask her where my food was over an hour later. And I go up to her because I saw her at the bar and our waiters were nowhere to be found. And so I go up to her at the bar. I'm like, hey, it's been an hour since I ordered my food. Just wondering before I could even finish the sentence, she was like, well, you came in here and you ordered your food around the time everybody else was ordering. I'm sorry. Is that not what people do at restaurants? I'm sorry. Am I missing something? I thought that's what everybody be doing down to the restaurant. I thought that's what you do. Everybody orders, and you, as the restaurant owner or the manager of the restaurant or the waiters or the cooks, like, you guys manage, the food flow. Like, ain't that what y'all do? Like, I don't know. It was really weird, but she was like so stern with it too. It was very rude. It was a very rude response. But anyway, then like probably 15 minutes after my man's food finally came, he had ordered some steak, baby. He was fighting for his life with that steak. It's all on my vlog. I can go ahead and put a little snippet right here for y'all too. This man was fighting for his steak, fighting for his life with that steak. And then my food came out and my salmon bites were in the shopping cart. It's just ridiculous. It's like the grass wall restaurants in Atlanta, like, I think Atlanta has this problem where Atlanta restaurants really prioritize a vibe. Because it's like, imagine an hour and 20 minutes later, just now getting my food, but it's a DJ directly behind me going nuts, like playing all types of bops. And mind you, the table next to us still hasn't gotten their food. They came about 15 minutes after us. So, and it's not a big restaurant. So you killing me softly with these songs, but where's my food? Why is the vibe like the main thing instead of actually getting people their freaking food? Like, Atlanta really has a problem with that. These brunch spots, like, oh my gosh, it's just so ghetto. But anyway, child, I've threaded about it, and I guess the owner came across it, and she sent me a DM on Instagram, and she was like, I really want y'all to come back to the restaurant. I want to make things right. She said, I thought we really had a vibe. Girl, that's the problem. You had a vibe, but you didn't have my food. Like, where was my food, girl? Where was my pretty plate? Like, I do not want to twerk for 2 hours waiting for my food. Please take me off the twerk. Take me off the twerking. Take me off the twerking, please. Like, I don't want to twerk for 2 hours waiting for my food. I don't want to have a vibe. I'm actually hungry, okay? I came straight from church, okay? I go to New Birth. Church service be 6 hours long. Pastor Jamal be preaching from the Genesis to Revelations. Now I got to come down here wait another 2 hours for my damn food. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. So anyway, that was part of my weekend. I hope that you guys had a good weekend last weekend. And then we go into the week. We go into this week. And we're still on this Haitians eat cats thing. Like, what the fuck? They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat. What is happening? You got TikTok turning that into a song. Meanwhile, you have Haitians in Ohio, Springfield, actually fighting for their lives. Like, you had the Proud Boys and you had the KKK marching in Ohio, Springfield, terrorizing the Haitians of the community. You got Haitian parents taking their kids out of schools. You have Haitian organizations receiving threats, death threat. Like, it is just ridiculous. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, you have Haitians like Kodak Black. I'll make sure to insert a little video right here for y'all. Kodak Black, in the midst of his concert, still saying that he's going to support Trump. You're Haitian. You see, like, literally, this man is raging an all-out race war against your people, and you down to the concert saying you still finna vote for Trump. What is happening? What's going on? Yeah, this is Kodak. I'm still a Trump supporter. It's really ridiculous. And, I don't know. It just leads me to believe that Kodak Black is one of those babies that were aborted after 9 months that Trump was talking about when he was down to that podium at that debate against Kamala. Remember when Trump was like, they're aborting the babies at 9 months, actually past 9 months. They're aborting the Kodak Black gives me one of those 9-month abortion babies, because there's no way, like, somebody, your mama aborted you at 9 months. You somehow fought the abortion, and now you're here and you speaking like a damn dimwit. Like, that's the only explanation for this. Okay, for you to be speaking so dumbly, stupidly, when you see this man raging an all-out war against your people. Like, it's really ridiculous. And what makes this whole like immigrant tirade crazy that Vance, you have JD Vance and Trump doing, they are both married to immigrants. I think Trump's wife, Melania, ain't she from Yugoslavia, some shit like that? She from Yugoslavia. You got JD Vance, whose wife is Indian, but then you also have JD Vance this week saying that when Kamala Harris gets into the White House, when Vice President Kamala Harris, if we let her get into the White House, she gonna have the White House smelling like fried chicken and curry. Oh my God. What the fuck what is happening? Like, these people are running for the highest offices in the country. This is ridiculous. Like, my goodness, it's so much shit going on. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole Haitian attack and this immigrant attack. And it's like, what? You know what's crazy? JD Vance and Trump are not even trying to hide the fact that they really have no plans for the country. Like, they have no real plans. They have concepts of plans. They have no real plans, which is why all they're doing is leaning into racism, sexism, misogyny, misogynoir, xenophobia, like, because they don't have any plans for anything. It's really, really scary. But shout out to the New York Times, though. I'm actually in a New York Times article published today. Here's a little, screenshot of it. I'm featured in it, and I, as well as numerous other Haitians from the Haitian community within the country, from different backgrounds, are talking about just how dangerous all this has been. And, I kind of bring up the fact that this is not the first time that Haitians have been attacked. Like back in the 90s, the CDC said that Haitians were bringing AIDS to the country. And then they're like, oh, no, it's the gays. The gays are the ones with the AIDS. It's really just ridiculous how these organizations that are supposed to protect us, or these public figures that are also supposed to protect us, can just say anything about any group. And every single time, the Black groups are always the ones who suffer the most. And as a Haitian, all we want to do is just come into this country and work. We don't bother nobody. We just go to work, go home. That is really our identity. Literally going to work, being excellent at our jobs, providing for our families, and just going home. Haitians do not want to bother nobody. So it's just really, really ridiculous seeing this spread, how it's spread. And I'm like, baby, I ain't never seen a Haitian eat a cat in my life. The only cat I know Haitians to eat is this cat down here. And that's it. I don't know Haitians to eat no other type of cat. And baby, you give a Haitian this cat right here, they gonna tear it up every time. Oh, every time. Baby, if there's one group of men who's good at eating cat, it's Haitian men, baby. They gonna do it every time, period. But other than that, I do not know Haitians to eat no damn cat. I will be happy when this shit is something of the past. I'm so tired, okay? All right. In other breaking news. Yo prends Didi. Ewo, he is in jail. Ewo. Yes. P. Diddy is finally in jail, child. Yes, God. Finally. It only took 100 years. It only took 100 years and 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I'm sorry. Baby, when that indictment, when Attorney General Damian Williams dropped that indictment, and, we got a peek into the freak off supplies, I'm sorry. This, how we be throwing the word diabolical around? That word is very applicable to Diddy. You want to talk about diabolical? That man is diabolical. Diabolical. Okay? If there's anybody who should be eating cats and dogs, it should be his ass behind bars. That should be the only meal he should have for the rest of his fucking life. The way he's been terrorizing people for the last 30 years. It is ridiculous. That indictment was crazy. And what's so funny is, as crazy as that indictment was, it was still such ambiguous language within that indictment. And that let me know there's more coming. There is more coming. We are at the surface of this Diddy shit. I'm sorry, child. As I'm saying this story, child, my lips is dry. Let me go ahead and put a little lip gloss. But we are only at the surface of this Diddy shit. That indictment was crazy. Did y'all see how they said they found 1,000 bottles? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. They said P. Diddy had 1,000. He had a freak off care package that he would put together. Okay, so when you coming down to the freak off, you're receiving a care package. You know how you go to different parties or whatever, and they'll have a little goodie bag, or if you go to a brand shindig, and they have a goodie bag for you. Sometimes if you're going to a certain event, in that bag there are supplies for that event. Recently I went to a Future concert, which was terrible. My goodness. Future needs to retire. That concert was horrible. It was a couple songs that was banging. I'm always gonna go off for Slick Talk and Mask Off. I'm always gonna go off. But other than that, I just was like, baby, you need to hang this shit up. You need to hang this up. But TGIN, thank God it's natural. A Black-owned hair brand. They did take us to the Future concert, and they had like little fans for us, because a bitch get hot. And mind you, I wear wigs. So, I got to make sure I fan the little lace part. Okay. So my lace don't be falling off. But anywho, so we down to the concert and, they give us all these supplies. Well, imagine going to a freak off party. You're going to get freak off supplies. Okay. And there was more baby oil than lubricant. Like they found a room in his, I can't remember which home it was, whether it was Los Angeles or Miami, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. When I tell you, Diddy was making sure there wasn't a dry ass in them rooms. There was not a dry piece of booty in them rooms. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Have y'all ever been to a Diddy party? I actually ended up at a Diddy party, and it was in Los Angeles. This was Grammy weekend 2020, right before the pandemic. It was Grammy weekend 2020. Don't remember how it's like Grammy weekend be so much shit going on, and the group of people I was with were here, were there, were everywhere, but we actually ended up at a Diddy party, and it was at his Los Angeles home. And I remember specifically Beyonce and Jay-Z were there, but they were like in his home, not where like, so there was a section where there was like the general public and then like the celebrities. Like at that time, I don't know why, but I ended up getting a picture with Usher. Let me see if I can find that picture so I could post it. But I got a picture with Usher. But there was like a section that was for the like celebrities. And Usher's a celebrity, but he was roaming around. I even got a picture with the baby. But yeah, it was Jay-Z and Jay-Z and Beyonce were like in a secluded room with Diddy and other like bigger name celebrities, but it was like a glass window, and it's like we're partying, but like we're all like watching them. It was really weird when I think about it now. But it just makes me think, like, who else do y'all think is next? Who's next? Who's next? Like, somebody's got to be next. It's like all these people are not innocent. Y'all knew what the fuck was going on. And some of y'all was participating. Speaking of that, today, y'all know Boosie, right? Boosie actually kind of told on himself today, which I think is very weird. But Boosie had this to say from his Twitter. Let me see if I can find the tweet, child. This is Boosie's Twitter. Okay, this is from his Twitter. I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every famous entertainer has done. Flew bitches out for threesomes. He just freakier. We actually go call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be with their partners for sex. If that's the case, you been flued out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, that's 80% of the women reading this and trafficking. Hell nah. You a celebrity. You gotta fly pussy in. How else you gonna get the pussy? You're never... I feel like I'm getting dumber as I'm reading this. How else you gonna get the pussy? This is so dumb. You're never in one place. When I saw that video, I was pissed off at that nigga like he really got a problem. But facing life in prison for doing basically what so many other entertainers has done, I disagree. Boosie, if you got baby oil, if you have baby oil residue in your asshole till today, just come out and say that shit. If you got baby oil leaking from your booty hole right now, Boosie, just say that. Just say that. If you have baby oil leaking from your booty, Boosie, just say that. If you in one of them freak off videos, just say that. Just say that. Because you are telling on yourself. And some of y'all celebrities are being willfully stupid on purpose because y'all know y'all are or have done the same thing. When you read Diddy's indictment, this is not about having threesomes. This man systematically organized crime with his enterprises being the faces of basically covering up his crime. This is not about just flying in pussy. No. This man was imprisoning people, beating people, threatening people, okay? Sexually violating people, putting them on camera being sexually violated by him and other people, using those footages as leverage to coerce these people into continuing to doing and participating in these acts, using that footage as leverage to manipulate those people into doing things that he didn't want them to do, that he wanted them to do. He used those footages to make sure that those people wouldn't come out and tell on him. He used those footages, I'm saying footages like that's a real word, but that man was ruining people's lives on purpose. And a lot of you within the industry were participating. That's the sad part. When you read that indictment, there are so many unnamed folks that will have to come forward. Speaking of unnamed folks, child, I checked earlier today, Young Miami still has this tweet up. Remember when she was going back and forth with, I believe the girl's name is Lena. She was an Asian woman who came forward a couple years ago and literally accused Diddy of doing everything that Cassie also accused him of doing in her lawsuit, like word for word, bar for bar. And her and Carisha had this back and forth on Twitter where Carisha called that lady poor sushi. Oh my God. Like, I thought, what happened to Stop Asian Hate? Oh my God. What is going on? She called that lady poor sushi. What? Hashtag Stop Asian Hate. What is we doing? That was so crazy. Like, that was insane. She still has this tweet up where she told Gina, if I wanted you to eat my pussy, Diddy would have had you on your knees, ho, you a eater. She still has this tweet up. She still has it up. This is from yesterday. She still has this up. Girl. All those unnamed people and those employees that the indictment mentions that were assisting Diddy in doing what he did, girl. You told on yourself with that tweet, sister. What else is going on, child? Did y'all see Diddy's proposed package for bail? When he proposed that they give him bail, he got denied bail though, but he proposed that he give up his passport. Diddy offered up his mama passport, his kid's passport, his grandma passport. Mind you, his grandma dead. His grandma passport, his granddaddy passport. He offered up God's passport. He offered up his kid's passport, even the baby, the baby that just turned 1 year old, the 1-year-old baby that haven't traveled nowhere yet. He offered up her passport. I know she somewhere like Google Gaga. How I get in it? How I get in it? Not my passport being confiscated. I ain't seen the world yet. He offered up his house, his mama house. What? My God. The most diabolical part of the indictment for me, because I'm a very unserious person, was page 1. Page 1 for me was the most diabolical part. We're gonna have to put that on the screen. Page 1. That was the most diabolical part for me. Page 1, the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, United States versus Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. PD, a.k.a. Love. I thought it was going to put a.k.a. Brother Love. I'm sorry. This motherfucker got 7 names. 7 names. And these are the only ones that I guess he documented or he went by. This motherfucker went by 7 different names, y'all. This man kept changing his name every couple years, and now we know why. We know why. Why? We know why. That motherfucker was trying to escape himself. This man was trying to escape himself. I still can't get over the 1,000 bottles of baby oil, baby. Don't nobody need that much moisture. It ain't that much moisture in the world, child. It ain't that much moisture needed in the world. You know what they didn't find at P. Diddy's house? They found guns. They found what was it? An AR? They found like guns you take like down to the army and shit like that. Okay? They found like military style weaponry. Okay? They found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Don't nobody need that much moisture, even if it is on their booty hole. Don't nobody need that much moisture. You know what they didn't find down at Diddy's house? They didn't find not nan condom. They didn't find not nan condom. Suck-a-pot. Suck-a-pot. Could you imagine for 30 years you doing all that off freaking and you not using no condoms? That's another conversation. These people, like these industry folks, they do not be believing in no condom. They just be having a doctor on standby. You know what I mean? Like even the indictment, they detail how Diddy always had like doctors on standby. He was able to take control of people's his victims' medical records. Like, sir, no condoms? Just raw meat. Raw meat. Just raw meat for everybody. Just what? We just going sushi with it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? This Diddy shit is crazy. So anyway, y'all, I think he recently tried to offer up some more because you know they're trying to appeal the judge not giving him any bail. Period. Keep him in jail. Whoa, 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 whoa. Jail. Keep him in jail. Whoa, 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 whoa. Jail. Keep him in jail. Keep his ass in jail, judge. Lock him up. Lock his ass up. Put his ass under the jail. Keep him in jail, bitch. Okay? Now PZZ is offering that he promises not to have any female visitors if he's let out of jail, child. The judge is like, hell nah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna deny that shit too. Bitch, you stay your ass in jail. Of course, we don't want you to be around females at all. Like, actually, as a matter of fact, we don't want you visiting females, not only in jail, but never again in life on earth. We don't want you visiting no females, period. Like, stay your ass in jail. You do not need to be outside. You do not need to be outside. I don't think the judge has denied this yet, but I'm pretty sure that his bail will be denied once more, y'all. Yeah, y'all. I mean, this Diddy stuff is crazy. You know who I miss? I feel like I can speak for the world when I say this. I miss Wendy Williams. The way Wendy Williams would have ate this shit up, the way Wendy Williams would have ate this Diddy shit up. Clap your hands if you think he's guilty. Yup. 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 The facial expressions, she would have ate this up. I think Wendy Williams just need to go live on Instagram. I don't give a fuck. We don't care. We don't need no studio. Wendy, you need to cock your IG up and just go live, bitch. Just go live and give us the fucking tea. We do not care. We do not care. She would have ate this up. Should have ate this up. It's so sad that she's not with us to talk about it. What else happened this week? Man, you had Trump take to his Twitter and say that he hates Taylor Swift after Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. Then you had, and this is a real tweet. This is a real tweet from Trump. This is supposed to be someone who's running for president. Okay? Then you had Elon Musk, who made this tweet. There was because Trump is lying about an attempted assassination, child. No, lying about being shot at, right? And so now you have this tweet from someone who said, why they want to kill Trump? And Elon Musk answered the tweet. This is a real tweet from Elon Musk. And no one is even trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala. And no one is trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala. This is a real tweet from Elon Musk. What is happening? Like, it's really, this is just, I have no words. Like, this is just ridiculous. It is ridiculous what is happening. And then you have Elon Musk telling Taylor Swift, okay, I'll give you another child. You got me. You win. I can't remember the tweet, but we'll put the tweet up. You got me. You win, or something like that. How about I give you another child and offer up security for your cats, or some shit like that. It's just, what is happening? What is going on? Child, okay, let's move out of politics, child. Let's get into the story of the day, child. The story of the day. The story of the day. So I was on Threads and I came across this dating story. The dating story is so crazy. And it made me think of a dating story that I have. I mean, I've had some horrible dates. Drop down in the comments. Let me know if you've ever had like a horrible date. I've had some horrible dates, but this story made me think about a particular dating story that I'm going to share. We're going to have a little story time. Okay? I feel like I be giving other podcasts, when I go on other podcasts, I give them like really good story times. It's time for me to give my own story time to Just a Couple Things podcast, okay? So this is going to be our first story time. But anyway, so this girl shared this story, and this is how it goes, all right? So it starts like this. My friend recently became exclusive with a man she's been dating for 3 months. This past weekend was the first time she went to his place for dinner. Before heading to his house, she got her hair braided for $350. When she arrived, her boyfriend told her to take her things to his room, which is in the basement. His roommate lives on the main floor. When she went downstairs, she was hit with a foul smell that got worse as she got closer to his room. Y'all following me? All right. She shrugged it off and went upstairs for dinner. After they ate, they went to his room to watch a movie. She said the smell was still off-putting, but she tried not to focus on it. Things got hot and heavy. During the act, so now they hunching now. During the act, the headboard was rattling against the wall and ledge. The ledge above the headboard had various candles and cups sitting on it. While switching positions, A cup on the ledge tipped over directly on my friend who was laying on her back. It was pee. It was pee. Confused, alarmed, and angry. Mind you, she had just got her braids done for $350, okay? So heavy on the angry. She jumped out the bed. Her boyfriend ran to get a towel. She noticed other cups on the ledge, realizing that was the cause of the strong odor. She left. She also took down her $350 hairstyle because it reeked of old urine. The boyfriend called to explain. The boyfriend called to explain that since his bathroom is upstairs, he often pees in cups and dumps them later. My friend is still ticked off and doesn't know if she wants to continue the relationship. What should she do? Mind you, the pee stank so bad because he had been collecting it in various cups and leaving it for what seems to be several days. My friend and I often name guys we date. This guy, we will be called. This guy shall be called the pee collector from here on out. Y'all, I saw this story and I was flabbergasted. First of all, if you're not on Threads, you should get on Threads. I feel like Threads is way more mature than Twitter. And honestly, there are a lot of very good story time. Somebody quoted this story time and said, if you read this thread, you're in for a fun ride. Get it? You're in? I'm screaming. Do y'all think this is a real story? That was one of my first thoughts. I was like, damn, is this a real story? Apparently, Mr. P Collector saw this and he's very angry. Can y'all imagine going to your man's house? Mind you, like, this is your man at this point. This is your man. Imagine going to your man's house for the first time and y'all about to have sexy time for the first time and you go to his room stank. First of all, what? His room stank and you just pay it no mind, but then you see stuff like, you see cups and stuff like on the ledge and on the headboard and you just pay that dust too, and now y'all are hunching and all of a sudden cups of piss fall on you. You're laying on your back. The pee, like, this is a golden shower directly on your face. Directly on your face. It's going eyes, nose, mouth. You done drank this man's pee, and not just any pee. You don't know how many days old this pee is. You don't know if this man is drinking enough water. We don't know if it is the pee yellow. Is it clear? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Hey, could you imagine that? Hey, it had me thinking of this one date that I had. Like, immediately I thought about this date. So, child, let me get comfortable. This, child. It made me think of this one. So, let's take it back to 2020. So 2020, I had just moved here from Jersey, from New York. We're in the pandemic. It was September, okay? We're in the dead of the pandemic. New York, Jersey was shut down, and Atlanta was still open. I'm talking about the hookah bar, the hookah lounge was still open. People were still passing the hookah. We in the dead of the pandemic, mind you. I remember one time going to a hookah bar, and I had a mask on, and they started playing Mask Off by Future to ridicule me. This is how unserious Atlanta was during the panoramic. Like, I come into the freaking hookah bar. Like, I come into the hookah bar and I have a mask on because coronavirus, hello. And they started playing Mask Off by Future. Mask off. Fuck it, mask. Hey, man, get that fuck-ass mask off out your motherfucking face. This Atlanta, girl. Like, I'm getting ridiculed for being safe. This is Atlanta. But anyway, so I come to Atlanta, and this guy who I was like familiar with online, like we had, we were like IG friends for a minute. He's very famous. Like, he's a very famous person. So I won't be saying what he does. But when I moved to Atlanta, he was also in Atlanta working on a project, right? And so one night, this is like just kind of random, my friends and I and his friends and I ended up linking and watching a game. I'm not sure what it was, but we linked up and watching something. I don't know if it was a game or if it was a fight or something. Like, mind you, this is the pandemic, so I don't remember. I don't know if maybe it was a movie. I can't remember. But we ended up linking and ending up at this restaurant that was showing something that everybody was watching. And so anyway, we finished watching it, and everybody wanted to go to the strip club afterwards. Mind you, 2020, coronavirus, Atlanta, ain't no virus, bitch. Ain't no virus. We going to the strip club. We end up going to Blue Flame, right? So this is like gonna be my first time. Like, this is the first time I'm getting to hang out with him. And then now we're on to the next location. So we having an Atlanta night, right? So we're going to Blue Flame. We down to Blue Flame, right? It's turned the fuck up. I mean, we having a good time. And next thing you know, this stripper comes over. You know what happens when a stripper comes over. She comes over to you. You know what I'm saying? She doing her thing or whatever. She waiting for you to spray her with the dollars or whatever. So anyway, we sit down. We're sitting down. She comes over to him. Like, people kind of peep who he is, and everybody, like, all the strippers start kind of coming to him a little bit. So she's dancing in front of him, right? And I'm sitting next to him, and I'm throwing money at her or whatever. Next thing you know, like, she bends down. And strippers have this thing that they do when they bend down, face forward, and they kind of open up their cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So now we're seeing her cheeks. But then the more she bends down, it got to a point where I was seeing this lady's ovaries. I was seeing her fallopian tubes. I was seeing everything, right? Cool. But as she's doing her little stripper dance, she moves closer to his face, and he moves closer to her ass. Next thing you know, he is full-fledged ass in this lady's cheeks. Like, his face is full-fledged in her cheeks, right? So he's in her cheeks. This is a stripper. He's in her cheeks. So I'm like, what the fuck? Next thing you know, he turns around and tries to put his tongue in my mouth. The tongue that was just in this lady's cheeks. I'm talking about he in her cheeks. He like, et puis il virait pour le mettre langue nan figim. And I'm like, Nah. And I realized, okay, this motherfucker must be drunk or something. We got to get the fuck out of here. I tell his people, yo, we got to get him out of here. We got to get him out of here. Because, again, he's a big name. And I'm like, I don't want nothing to go left. And I don't need nobody knowing that I was here and that this happened while I was here. I just don't. I don't. So we leave. And he is, for sure, fucked up, right? So he's fucked up. Now, while he was in Atlanta working on the project he was working on, he actually stayed in my building where I was living at the time, right? So we were able to, get him back into the building, get him into his room. He was fine, cool. Next day, he calls me and he is apologizing profusely. Like, I'm so sorry about last night. I'm so sorry about last night. I was fucked up. I'm sorry. And at first, I remember just going home and thinking, why would a man put his tongue in a stripper's ass, put his face in a stripper's ass, and then turn to me and try to put his tongue in my ass? I felt like he was trying to test me to see what I was down with. Like, that's how I felt. But upon his apology, I was like, you know what? Maybe it just is that he was just fucked up. So I took his apology. I accepted it. So then he asked me out. I'd love to take you out, for lunch and, just to make up for what happened. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we're in the same building. So I meet him in the garage. We get in his car and we get on the road to drive. And at the time I was living in Midtown, we were going to, what's that spot that got the Sephora, the Atrium restaurant? Let me see. Atrium restaurant. Ponce City Market. So at the time, we were both staying at a building that was Midtown, and the restaurant that we were going to go to was at Ponce City Market. So that's like a 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive. 20 minutes, if it's a lot of traffic. So anyway, so we get in the car and we head to Ponce City Market. And as we're rolling into Ponce City Market, this man is doing the pee dance. I gotta pee. I'm like, oh, well, we're pulling up. So we're gonna be at the restaurant in no time. So I'm thinking, he'll pee there. No problem. Hey, kunyalem gade. I look down, and as he's packing his car, he's doing the pee dance. He's doing the pee dance. And I'm like, baby, you gonna be all right. You gonna be all right. We're pulling up to the restaurant. As he parks his car, I hear him say, oh shit, fuck, oh shit, fuck. And he gets out of the car. So I get out of the car. But as I'm getting out of the car, I see his car seat was a little misty. Just was a little misty. So I get out of the car. I go to the other side of the car. He turns around. He's actively peeing. He's peeing. He didn't just pee on himself. He is peeing. We are in broad daylight. Ponce City Market. Motherfuckers is walking around. He's peeing. And I don't know about guys, but I don't know if you guys have to, when a man pees, do you have to stand still? I don't know. I got a vagina. I don't know how penises work. But the man is actively peeing. We supposed to be going on a date. And he's just looking at me. And he's just standing there. And he's just, and as he's peeing, you know, the spot is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and 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 I say, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. And we get back in the car. We get back in the car. Pissy pants and all. We get back in the car. We get back in the car. And I was about to say, you know, we could just go back home. Like, we could just, and he's like, before I could even say, he's like, oh, let's go back home because I need to change. I need to change my pants. And I'm like, babe, sir, you gonna need to do more than just change your pants. You're gonna need a shower and you're gonna need some time to yourself. Like, you gonna need it. But we drive back to the building where we stay. And this man, pissy pants and all, we get in the elevator. I put my floor, he puts his floor. His floor is coming up first, right? And so as we're about to get to his floor, we're in the elevator, and all of a sudden, like, he comes towards me and like he like kisses me on the cheek. I'm like, and then like he kind of like takes my face and tries to like make out with me. I'm like, oh, you know, I do one of these. I'm like, I know this pissy ass nigga don't think we finna make out. I just know you and your pissy pants do not think we about to make out and possibly have pissy sex. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way this man thinks that this is about to happen. No, absolutely not. Absolutely. So I'm like, you know, and you know, yeah. So his floor comes up and he kind of holds the door open, and I'm like, all right, well, thank you so much. You know, I'll call you in a bit, and you know, I'll just call you in a bit. And he's like, all right. And he's like giving me the googly eyes, sir. You have pissy pants. Like, what? Do not look at me. Oh my God. Like, it was just the weirdest thing. So he's like making like googly eyes at me. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is unreal. Soon as those elevator doors close, I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? Bitch, I run to my motherfucking apartment, close the door, lock the door. Like, I couldn't understand what the fuck just happened. Like, I think I even put something in front of my door, like, just in case. Like I don't know what the fuck just happened. I was so shocked. 10 minutes later, he calls me. And he's like, you ready to go? I know good and damn well this motherfucker did not take a thorough shower and change clothes in 10 fucking minutes. And I know good and damn well he don't think I'm about to have a pissy ass date with his pissy ass after that pissy ass shit we just pissy ass went through. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I hold my composure. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need a minute. Like, you know, I was like, you know, we don't have to go out today. We can always go out at a later time. Like, we don't have to go out today. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, we're sure. I said, I got some food at the house. Like, I got food at the house. We're good. Like, we'll link up. We'll link up some other time. Like, we'll link up. It's cool. We don't got to link today. We can link up some other time. Like, we're good. And so that was that. Worst date ever. Worst date that didn't happen ever. Like, I just couldn't understand it for the life of me as to why a grown-ass man couldn't at the very least, like, if you were holding your pee that bad to where you couldn't, like, to where your gonna pee on yourself. Like, I would think, so many things was going through my mind, but I was like, you couldn't just like park the car somewhere and just pee in the bushes? Like, and I know some of y'all might hear that and be like, girl, pee in the bushes, that's like so like not demure. That's not cute to see. But you know, I've peed in bushes before. Like, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, if you outside for a minute, you know, for a certain amount of periodically time and shit is going on and you don't got time to get to actual bathroom. Like, I've peed in the bushes before, like at urgent times, you know what I mean? Or if you're somewhere at like an outside concert or something and all they have is those portable bathrooms, baby, I'm not peeing in no portable bathroom. I will pee behind the portable bathroom. Judge me if you want. Judge me if you want. I will pee behind the portable bathroom. I'm not peeing inside the portable bathroom. I will pee behind the portable bathroom and let the wind wipe my cheeks. Let the wind just, and just, you see just my coochie lips just a flapping in the wind. Just flapping in the wind. Just coochie lips just flapping in the wind. But I'm not peeing in nobody's portable bathroom. Absolutely not. Not doing it. Not doing it. But I'm thinking, as a man, you couldn't just pull over and just pee in the bushes or something. Like, let the wind wipe your ding-a-ling and we just going about our business. You just sat there and started peeing on yourself in the car and then just standing there and peeing just in front of me. And then you thought we was gonna just move on, like you didn't just pee on yourself in front of me? No, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So anyway, that story on Threads really reminded me of my own pissy worst date ever. Drop down in the comments and let me know if you've had a horrible date. Maybe what I'll do too is we'll do a little question segment at the end of our podcast too. You know, this is still the soft launch. We're going to get hard next month. We're going to get hard next month. Right now we soft, okay? But I would love to hear your worst date stories. But the story of the cups of pee falling on that lady reminded me of this man peeing on our date that never materialized into an actual date. Yeah, so that's the story time. I know it must have been a lot to listen to that, but it just reminded me of that. And yeah, now some of you might want to ask, did I ever see this man again? And I actually did. I believe probably a couple weeks later, we did go out again and we never spoke about it. We went to this like seafood spot and we just never spoke about it. He never brought it up. I never brought it up. We went to Benihana one time. We just never discussed it ever again. And he's in a very happy relationship right now. And sometimes I wonder if he's ever peed in front of that lady. Has he ever peed in front of that lady? He's actually a really nice guy. We ended up being really cool, but you know, if he sees this, we probably won't be cool again. I didn't say his name. I'm not saying what he does. You know, so hopefully we'll still be cool, but you know, if not, it's okay. Shoot, I ain't miss out on nothing but some piss. I ain't shit. All right, y'all. That's this week's episode of Just a Couple Things podcast. Y'all, make sure that you like, that you share, that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And once we get this ball rolling and we go hard next month, you subscribe to my podcast on every podcast streaming platform and that you give me 5 stars. I'm a 5-star bitch, okay? All right, y'all. I will see y'all in the next episode of Just a Couple Things podcast, your new favorite podcast. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.
I make magic with these hundreds, watch them disappear. Big ol' raindrops up in my ear. If you gon' name drop, let's get it clear. Jessie,